the past. Okay. That doesn't mean that, you know, every horrendous thing that has happened to us, now we're going to go out and kill a bunch of people, but that we have a knowledge of who it is that we are, who we were, where we came from, how we got to this point, okay? And how we got to this point is not always very positive, okay? But you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, okay? As I tell students, it's important for you to study yourself. It's important for you to study the history of your people so that you know who it is that you are, that you have a frame of reference that you don't have to be ashamed of, okay? And we as African people have to take the responsibility of researching ourselves. We can't wait around for somebody to come along and tell us. Okay, so you got a teacher, your teacher gives you so much within the 45 minutes to an hour that you're with them. Then when you leave there, what do? You go get a video game, or you go get a book? Or you begin to do some research further on the things that you've been taught. So that we make a lot of the things that are part of our culture, part of our own everyday life, okay? As an African person, the things that I want around me are the things that speak to my culture as an African. That's not to say that if you want to have something else in your house, you can. But you should certainly be able to embrace your culture. And unfortunately, the school system being what it is overall does not teach us about Africa. So African-centered schools are really very, very important because it speaks to us as Africans not only in America, but Africans on the continent and how that connection was made. It's just like, for example, the references are given to the transatlantic slave trade. Now, if you're telling a child about the transatlantic slave trade, who is transatlantic? Who is transatlantic? A body of water swole up like a tsunami and came and took us to America. That's not true. So when I'm explaining about the transatlantic Arab European slave trade, that clearly says to you who are the people that were responsible for your enslavement. Who is Europe? France, Italy, Germany, England, America, all of these people, okay? The Danes, the Dutch. Then I get to thinking about it. Well, it's these people. Well, there was something called the Berlin Conference. Well, who was at the Berlin Conference? When Africa was divided up, were the Africans at that table? No, they weren't. It's research. We have to look further, and we have to be willing to look at ourselves, at our own history. I give students a list of 100 books that they ought to read. Even if you don't read all of them, read some of them. We have great historians, but we will look at all of the books written by Europeans who have come to Africa, and now they become experts. They live here. They came here. Some of them lived here. They got here. I mean, some of them poor white trash couldn't get a job in America, and they're here. They now become the experts on Africa. You are now going to qualify for me who it is that I am. Okay. So we have to not be afraid to step out there, not be afraid to be a part of a culture that would make you proud. Okay. You want to mimic somebody, you want to mimic somebody with their pants, walking around with their drawers out, hanging down and their ass out and all this. That's not our culture. That's not our culture. So, you know, it's like, what do you tell them? You show them, and you try to interest them in wanting to be involved in what's good about themselves. You know, I don't know any other way to do it. I mean, we've been in, You know, when we went to school, nobody told you about Africa in school. The only thing I saw in my history class about Africa was a big black pot with a little black man and a fire up under his ass. And he was being roasted. Now, why would I want to visit someplace like that? People got bones in their nose. Well, I know that that is part of the culture in some places. But as a youth, would you want to visit Africa? This is Africa, the dark continent. So you think, dark, there's no lights. People are savages. They got spears. And they're running around. And then here comes some white man to save the day, riding on an elephant and talking with gorillas. Do you want to go there? Hell no. I don't want to go there. But what we see now is that with the infusion of a lot more Africans, there are a lot of Africans born in the Americas who are now coming to Africa. Okay? When I came to Africa with my husband in 1990, that wasn't to say that Africans had not been here, because Africans from America have been here. Maya Angelou had been here, Tom Feelings, a lot of them had been here. That was that first wave, and they left. Some people stayed. People like Dr. Lee and others, they stayed. And what did they do? They were dentists. They started insurance companies. They put up the first electrical system in Accra. They did all these kind of things. Nobody knows anything about that. Very little. Okay? It's just like right now, we're dealing with an issue on dual citizenship. And people can say, oh, you know, the African Americans, they come over here. They don't do nothing. Excuse me. We built $5 million hospitals. We built libraries. We send children to school. We're doing a lot of things here. We do boreholes in villages that don't have water. But most people don't know what we're doing because we don't tell anybody. We just go along and do it. Mm-hmm. Now, when the Chinese or the Lebanese, the rest of them, their organizations get together and they'll give boxes of toilet paper and some soap and some other things, whatever they're doing, they're doing it. But the newspapers are there to see, look at the contributions that they're making to the community. But we're not doing that. I don't tell everybody, oh yeah, my husband and I were responsible for taking your youth to America. $350,000 in medical care for a medical emergency. More than 30 children that we've educated, sent to school. Some of them are now doing their own business. Some of them are going to universities. Our elder, where we'll visit today, built a beautiful school out of her own resources. Who knows about it? We have businesses. This is my home. This is my business. We maintain an open door policy so that brothers and sisters who are interested in coming to Africa can come through here and see what the possibility is. I said, yeah, it's not a mansion. It's my mansion. It's our mansion. But that we can sit down and reason together and talk about, how do you do this? So, but we don't talk about all that. So nobody's doing no big spread in the newspapers about what the African Americans are doing or the other Africans from the diaspora. They don't know. So when people say, oh, well, what are you all doing? Excuse me, I can tell you, I can show you what we're doing. And we get very little credit. You know, they say, oh, one guy told an accountant, he says, well, you African Americans, you don't do anything, you don't bring any money, this, that, another thing. The United States brings this money, has these projects, and all that. I said, excuse me, I pay taxes. Whose money do you think that is? You think that that's white folks' money? That's taxpayers' money, of which I am a taxpayer. So that's my money. So, oh, he never thought of it like that. Mm-hmm. Because all he saw was America, white. And then you can look at me and call me a white man. I said, excuse me? How? So I look like a white man. I sound like a white man. So I said, fine. But I went to a white man's school. I lived in a white man's country. So yes, but look at me. Okay, what does that mean? So, you know, it's a process. Some people you will get, and other people you won't. Mm-hmm. It's like where they said many are called, but few are chosen. I like to consider myself as one of those who is chosen to do the work. Again, that goes back to the ancestors. and doing what it is that I know that my ancestors would be proud of, and what my ancestors would want me to do. So we teach small, small. As we say here, kakra, kakra. Small, small, little at a time. Okay. Like you say, you know, you've got to crawl before you walk. You got to walk before you run. So they say. Some babies get up running. Okay. They walk after they run. Okay. So it's like, what do you tell them? You share experiences. Like I said, I have 3 books. Returning Home Ain't Easy, but it sure is a blessing, because it was not easy. And my name, what's my name? Duh. Okay. IMAHKUS Nzingah Ababio. And IMAHKUS means I'm Mother Africa, Queen of the Earth. And Nzingah is the Queen of Angola. And Akofu means the mighty warrior. And Ababio means he or she who was away and has returned. So that's what it means. And I changed my name in 1990 as I was leaving America. And, you know, I didn't go to a book. It took several years before the name finally manifested itself to a point of wanting to change it. In fact, I was visiting a health food store, because by the time we were ready to move, we didn't have any food in our house. We were sleeping on the floor. And I went to say goodbye to some brothers. And so as I was leaving, I said, well, I'm out. See y'all. He said, hey, sister, you're going? I said, yes. I told you I'm going to Africa. You think me not tell the truth? He said, sister, for true y'all go to Africa? I said, yes, my dear. I tried Africa. I'll come back here. No time soon, eh? She said, sister, I know the I's name, because them for call me sister. I said, I know the I name. So I said, my name is IMAHKUS. And the brother said, no, sister, the name is IMAHKUS. I, one with the Almighty Creator. I, one with God. So it's IMAHKUS. I, Mother Africa, Queen of the Earth. So that's how I got that name. I was like, and you know when something is right, I was like, yes. And I went out to the car, I told my husband, I said, from this day forward, my name IMAHKUS. You understand? He said, fine, baby. That's what it is. It's IMAHKUS. And that's what it's been. So, and then each time, as you know, as you go along, just like with Ababio, a chief said to us, all of you Africans born in America that are returning home should put Ababio at the end of your name in all capital letters, because you are those who were taken away and have returned. And that made all the sense in the world. So I said, sometimes it might seem like a whole lot to write, but it's okay. All right, so that's where my name came from. So I thank you for your interest in our place, One Africa, and we here. This is our legacy to our children. If they come for it, it's here for them. If they don't come, it's here for somebody else.
Thank you so much for allowing us here.
Happy New Day.
Thank you. When I went through and just saw some of the wonderful things you have here, I was instructed by my spirit as to why I brought this. And this is where it needs to stay. So I gift you with this from 2 sisters that come
Can I
to
open
visit.
it?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Obama. Serious business. I'll put him in the museum. Nice.
You can put him wherever you see fit.
Thanks. Very nice. Chain.